Hey and howdy everyone, it's Jeannie with Paper Pixie Ink. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are moving into tutorial number 5, which will cover the base creation of the back of the 5th page, the front and back of the 6th page, and the inside back cover. So we are almost there on the base, and once you've got the base, you can really use any paper collection that you want to cover it. So let's get started. So next up, so we've done that. Now we're going to do this one. So this one is roughly the same. It doesn't have the fancy edge, so this one will be much faster to do, but it just flips down instead, and then this flips up. So we are going to need to cut 2 pieces of paper, or 2 pieces of cardstock, and this is 7 inches by 7 inches. And then this will obviously be 7 inches wide, but it is 5.5 inches tall. So to create the one, the big one that's 7 by 7, we're going to cut one piece to 7 inches by 7.5, and we're going to score this at the half so that when we fold, this is 7 by 7. So this will flip down, and then we're going to have one that flips up. So it's going to need another another tab, and I think I said it was 5.5. So we're going to cut it 6 by 7. So 6 by 7. And then we're going to score along the long edge at 1/2 inch. So that when we fold and burnish this down, this will flip up, and it's 7 inches by 5.5 inches. So this flips up, this flips down. And we will use some magnets on that as well, and we will punch the corners here in a little bit. All right. So the next page is this page, and unfortunately the collection that I'm using, I do not have the chipboard pieces, so I can't show you how to make this closure, but it is really easy. All it is this came as a chipboard piece like set. So on the chipboard pieces that you can buy with the collections, you will sometimes get these ones that are like frames that have like the picture inside them. And all I did was I put my pattern paper down, and then I put glue on this side on the frame. So on the right hand side on the back, like when you flip it over, it would be the right hand side. When you're looking at it from the front, it would be the left. And I just did that on half of it, and then I laid it down so this side is not glued to the right side. And then I just took the little picture that was inside the frame element, and I put glue on this side of it on the back. So on the left side of the back, when you're looking at it from the front, the right side. And I literally just placed it inside the frame so that I knew it was exactly perfectly placed. And then that's how they work. So we are going to create this page. We're just not going to have the same kind of closure for it. So to create this, we're going to need 2 more pieces of paper that are cut to 4 5/8 by 8 1/4. We need 2 of those, and we're going to score them at the 1/2 inch mark. So let's do that. So 4 5/8 and 4 5/8. We need to cut these down to 8 1/4 because right now they're 8 1/2. So 8 1/4, and along the long edge, we're going to score those at the 1/2 inch mark. And I'm going to do that for both. And then we're just going to fold and burnish. So these will just go like this, and then we'll create some kind of closure for these. Maybe we'll use one of our journaling cards to just create a removable closure to hold this closed. I don't know. We'll see. Let's just clip these together. So this is a fun page. I miscalculated when I created this, and I didn't have enough paper to create one more so that this would have been nice and even, but we will do that this time. So in order to create this, this is a pocket, and then these are this is just a manual waterfall. So let's go ahead and create the pocket. So this is 5 1/2 and obviously 8 1/4. So let's create the pocket first. So if the pocket is 5 1/2 inches tall, it is going to be 6 inches. So we need 6 inches this way. And then to create the pocket horizontally, we're going to need to cut the paper to 9 1/4. Because we're going to have 1/2 inch on either side for that, for the pocket as well. So we're going to score at the 1/2 inch mark on both short sides and the 1/2 inch mark on the long side, just one of the long sides. So this will be our pocket. So with all our other pockets, we're going to just cut off these little corners. And then we're going to fold and burnish along our score lines. So this will create our pocket, and then we're going to create our waterfalls to go across. So looking at our waterfalls, it looks like they're 4 inches wide, and then we know they're 5 1/2 inches tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to need 8 because we're going to fix this little blunder. It's still going to be slightly off because these are all 1/2 inch, and this is actually not, 1 inch because we have 8 1/4 inches. So we need 8 of these, and they're all going to be cut to 5 1/2 inches tall by 4 1/2 inches wide, because this is 4 inches and we need 1/2 inch. And again, we need 8 of those. What size are these? That seems rather perfect. Okay, so there's 4. So 5.5 inches. Four and a half. Four and a half. Okay, so all of these are going to have to be scored at the 1/2 inch. I'm gonna fold and burnish all of these. And then we're going to grab our, this is our pocket that we just created, and we are going to attach all of these to this. I'm going to use my scoreboard so that I can try and line these up to the best of my ability. I'm just going to take a bit of this, hold it in place as best I can. And I'm just, this first one is going to go right up in the corner, and I'm going to try and get it lined up as best I can. And press it down. And then all of the other ones are going to be kind of aligned with that. And then this one will go like this, and like I said, there's still a little bit of extra because it's an 8 1/4 inch and these are all 1/2 inch tabs. But it'll look a lot more even than the other one did. Okay, we can take these off now. And I always keep these and I reuse them. It's like sticky note paper almost. And I just reuse them for, you know, when I'm die cutting and what have you. So, alright, so this is this. We are going to need a tab, flap, holder, closure, I guess, to hold these closed. So on this one, I just used another piece of the like scrap cardstock that I had from other cuts, and I just cut it so that it was roughly the midway point here. Now this is another piece of the chipboard, which I don't have, but I do have the ephemera from the collection, so I'll probably use a piece of that to create this here. So let's find a piece in our stash that is roughly this long. So this is 1 3/4, and it's about maybe 6 1/4-ish or so. So 6 3/4, because you need to create the 1/2 inch piece that will attach to here. So this looks about right. Little crooked. Okay. And so we said about 6 3/4. And then we're just going to score this at the 1/2 inch. Fold and burnish. And then this will attach to here. And we will put magnets on this, and it will hold this closed. So this goes on here like this. Let's just clip this, and then we are on to the inside back cover. All right, so the inside back cover is essentially the complete mirrored duplicate of the front page. So the insert that we're going to put in it is going to be a little bit different, but it's built the same way. So we're going to need another 2 pieces of the black cardstock cut to 8 1/4 by 4 5/8. So 2 of those. So 4 5/8 and 4 5/8, and then 8 1/4. And we're going to score each one of these at the 1/2 inch mark along the long edge. Fold and burnish along your score lines. I'm going to set those to the side. And then we're going to create more of those little pockets. So we are going to cut 2 pieces of our cardstock to 4 1/2 inches by 4 1/2 inches. These are not going to work. So 4 1/2 inches. And then we need 2. So 4 1/2 and 4 1/2. And we are going to score at the 1/2 inch mark on 2 sides. Doesn't matter which, I mean, as long as they're together. It doesn't matter which way because they're all 4.5. So we are going to take our ruler and we are going to go two inches and 2 inches. We're going to lay these together so that the score lines are all matched up. I'm going to put the one with the pencil marks on top. Make sure they're lined up as well as you can get them. And then we are going to put the 2 pencil marks in our cut groove and cut that. And then we are going to cut the 2 corners off from where our score lines intersect. And we are going to fold and burnish along them. I'm going to do that for both pieces to create our little pockets. So these will be for our inside back covers. So here's our 2 flaps, here's our 2 little pockets, and then we'll create inserts that will help hold this closed when they're tucked into the pockets. So that was the end of tutorial number 5. Next time we will work on gluing all of our components to our base pages and then gluing our base pages into our album. And then we will work towards starting adding all of our decorative papers. And again, this album is designed in a way, and I tried to do the tutorials in a way that you could create the base album without having to use this exact collection and, you know, being able to decorate it afterwards at your own pace. So you can use this as a base album for many of your creations. So as always, if you're interested in seeing more, don't forget to click on that subscribe button. Thanks, everyone.